Just when you think everything has gone wrong and your team goes into Ontario thinking, okay, great, we've got easy 4 points in the bags because they're up there as a Stanley Cup contender. You go in there and you literally you have a horrible, horrible, horrible game versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs had a lot of players injured. Some players were not ready to come back yet there. And then you go into Ottawa the next day thinking, okay, well, this should be just easy peasy, no problem. Up 3-1, no problem. Okay, things are going great. Hyman gets his 50th goal. Let's celebrate. Let's have a good time. Let's all have a glass, go out for a beer or something like that to celebrate Hyman there. But then here is the biggest joke of them all is then they come back and they lose. Well, let me tell you what went wrong in both games on back-to-back Saturday night and Sunday afternoon matinee. The Toronto Maple Leafs were banking on the fact that Edmonton was not going to come out. And Edmonton was banking on that bet because Toronto was banged up, and a lot of the players there that they wouldn't give it their all. Well, uh, I mean, 6-3 loss. They decided in a very pivotal, interesting matchup because the Los Angeles Kings are on the heels of taking third spot. They're really, really on that cusp. And the other thing too is you with the 6-3 loss to Toronto when there was Bertuzzi out, Nylander came back. There was a whole bunch of injuries there, suspensions. Um, we you really have to understand there is the defense. You go out, you get two players at the deadline, Adam Henrik and Sam Carrick. You don't need forwards. My opinion is I didn't think we needed to get forwards. We have enough forwards in the farm team. What we needed to get was another defenseman like Ekholm so we could secure so that we could be on our way to planning the Stanley Cup parade. I mean, you get a defenseman who you're paying, 700K, Troy Stetcher, who's been with how many teams? I mean, he hasn't had the greatest record. Okay. So let me put it to you this way. What went wrong was that the team was banking on Toronto faltering at home. And instead, Toronto made Edmonton look terrible. Okay. And 6-3. That's the most jokeable game. It was supposed to be a good game. Edmonton was the favorites. Instead, Toronto came back and went because of all the injuries there. You're still missing some players out of the lineup there. You're missing some very key players. Um, here's another thing. Sunday. You roll into Sunday, you get up, okay, let's take the bus, let's head down to Ottawa, no problem. Okay, should be an easy peasy win. No problem. We're going to wake up because, Ottawa, they really don't have that many good players there, and we've got all the all stars. Okay, so, they go 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and then it's 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and a collapse in the third period. Isn't it starting to sound like that there is like this same broken record in Edmonton there? And if you look at it, it was the defense. You can't really blame it on the goalie. Picard played a pretty damn good game, and he actually played a good game on Saturday. Actually, I think Saturday was his better showing than Sunday, to be quite honest with you. But on Saturday, on Sunday, when we go to the Ottawa one there, I think all Edmonton fans in the stands there at Canadian Tire Center was totally in shock there. They're like, "What? What the heck is happening here?" Like we woken up to a nightmare of basically um, what the heck happened. And if I'm Holland right now, you should be scratching your head, because you didn't get that another defenseman like Matthias Ekholm, and you didn't get somebody there. Like you're wasting picks on forwards when we have so many of them there. We just signed Corey Perry. Okay, great playoff, forward there. We didn't need these two clowns from Anaheim who really haven't done diddly there. They've done diddly. Sam Carrick and Adam Henrique, they have done nothing in Anaheim. We didn't need to go after them. We did not need to waste a pick. What we needed, and it was so clear, was a defenseman, a really good all-star defenseman to really take, and so if basically, do I see an LA Edmonton Oilers matchup, third time in a row in the playoffs of round one? It's definitely possible. It can happen. It very well may happen. LA is like they're like right on the heels. Um, and I could see that taking taking place soon. There are other teams that are chasing for wild card spot, but for the most part, I really can't see Edmonton. There's no path to getting first in Pacific unless a miracle where Vancouver starts to collapse, which they have been losing, where they collapse and then Edmonton takes it the last game or the game versus Vancouver, which is the game before. Now, will Edmonton make the playoffs? Yes. Are they a Stanley Cup contender team there? No. You know who I think is a Stanley Cup contender team is sadly the Vancouver Canucks. And I'm going to tell you why. They've got the forwards. They have the defense. They have great goaltending. They have they're on a hot streak. All they need to do is to get on another hot streak and look out. Uh, you know, speaking to a bunch of people in Edmonton after the game yesterday, and they were saying, who the heck are these two buffoons that are on, number 39 um, and 19? Like, why did we pick them up? Why did we pick them up? Somebody should be asking why we wasted picks, why we retained 50% of somebody's salary who is not really in the top 10 or the top 20 scoring, is in the basically the top 40. Um, and yeah, I mean it's mind baffling. There, you talking to everyone in Edmonton there, and they're shaking their head, going, "What the heck? We couldn't even beat Ottawa Senators. Ottawa Senators have got nothing to play for. Yeah, sure, they can wreck people's playoffs hopes, and they did, and they dashed them away. Um, but I mean, at it was supposed to be 4 points in the bag. They were favorites. They were total favorites. And Knobloch better be, changing some lines here. Um, and these are the players that I think need to go for Edmonton there. Jan Janmark, Fogel, and Ryan. Those players, they've done nothing. Okay, if we're making room to re-sign Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick, which it's obviously looking like they're going to be in our lineup, then those players need to go. And Janmark and Ryan took dumb penalties against Ottawa. They were so stupid. You don't slash somebody right in front of the freaking referee. Pretty much, I would say it was close to the head there. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Ryan, if he gets suspended for a game or two, because that's not how you play hockey. That's not how you play hockey. You don't take a stick, and that. And and Janmark, he's just taken um, No, Janmark. Um, or yeah, okay, Janmark. I guess that's how you say it there. He came from Dallas. There, no wonder why he was a free agent for but we're paying him $1.2 million. Kate, Derek Ryan, $1 million. So that's $2.2 million freed up. Fogel is getting 2.2. Okay, so now we've got $4 million plus. We've actually got pretty close to five there. Let's go get a defenseman, a clutch defenseman who is going to do the job. Let's not piss away our picks. Let's not give away a player for nothing there. Let's go after a defenseman that was on the task there. Not go get some guy for we're gonna just pay you 700K and then be done with it there. What the hell is that all about? Like Troy Stetcher. Okay, and I know Troy Stetcher because he's from my hometown. He is a Penticton boy. He's a Penticton V, and he means well, but he's not at all defenseman or Stanley Cup material to help a team win a Stanley Cup. I mean, like I realize that cap issue this year. I know next year some money's going to free up there. I also know there's going to be some trades. I also can see that there is a couple of teams who they were interested in Darnell Nurse. We had a chance to get two first-round draft picks this year. I'm not sure what picks are, but they're pretty damn good. And a player, and we had to retain. It was a 50-50 of a salary there. And that would have freed up $9 million. We go out, we get a bunch of good players there for next year. We can get two for the price of one there. I mean, I don't see that for to help us in the playoffs there. Next year, you can let that go. To me, I don't know, but everyone in Edmonton is screaming that Ken Holland didn't do a good enough job of going, what the F, and leave it at that. Oiler fans are there. They've been dying for a Stanley Cup since the 90s. 2006, they lost to Carolina Hurricanes there. I was in Edmonton. I thought, hey, perfect. Plan the parade. Let's have a party there. Edmonton Oilers, absolutely. They're gonna hoist it. We're gonna beat Carolina, no problem. And the guy who wrecks the party, who is Rod Brindamore, who's from Vancouver Island there, scores the winner to say bye bye. Lord Stanley's coming home with us, staying here with us in Carolina here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and send them home packing. That must have been a long flight home, and ever since then we've been finding our way back there. And the Montreal Canadiens won. It was the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup. It was in 93, 94, 92, 93, something like that. 1993, anyways. That's all I know. And they were the last team. But I will say, we are close. We are on the cusp. All we needed Ken Holland to do, it was very, very clear, very good English, was I'm going to open this up, by the way, to other people to come on up. Um, it's on the panel here. What I want to say is basically we we needed one thing and one thing only, and it was not a hard task. Is to get a defenseman like Ekholm. Perfect. And Vinny Desharnais, I think his days with the Oilers are going to be over. He was a high, draft pick there. His days are over. And since the Patrick Watt days, that's right. That's what Montreal wanted there. But Vinny Desharnais, number 73. Nobody says his name properly. The announcers yesterday was Darnay. No, it's Desharnais. If you actually read it there, and these are the things, these other things, these announcers they cannot say like they say Draisaitl. It's Draisaitl. Learn how to say people's name there if you're going to be a sports, uh, you know, announcer on TV there against millions and millions of people and thousands of people there. I know I don't have I don't know I don't have millions of viewers, but I'll tell you one thing. I do have a problem myself with the but hockey players there, like they're talking about Connor McDavid. Well, don't forget. We also have Leon Draisaitl. We also have the unsung hero dude who's so up there, and his name is Zach Hyman. He got 50, his 50th goal. He's now got one season with 50 goals. Good on him. Proud of the boy in a lot of ways. Here's another thing too: is don't ever count out Evander Kane. I know he's coming back because he had a bad injury, and but he's now played a role into passing the puck, into doing what is right there, Evander Kane. And everyone thought that was the worst signing. Look at Evander Kane. Look at him. He's going. Whatever happened to his personal life, that's his personal choice. That's his personal choice there and what he wanted. But we got Corey Perry, who look who mentored him, Evander Kane, and now and Oiler fans are like, hey, this is a good pickup, and he was a good pickup. He got the ball rolling. He got the very first goal last yesterday matinee in Ottawa. And it was like, come on, boys, let's go. And I heard it right in his voiceover. Come on, let's go. Let's smarten up. Let's get this. Let's get this done. Let's get a win. Let's go home. Instead, they let it slip away. And if they continue to let it slip away, they're going to be slipping away into the wild card and playing some team. This should not be. And sometimes the wild card teams can surprise you. You can be very surprised because when Edmonton went to the Stanley Cup final versus Carolina in 2006, they were the eighth seed. Nobody was talking about them. They were talking about, another team. They thought that, what was that team? Oh, Dallas, Detroit, Colorado, and those guys there left in first, second, third round there. But nobody ever thought of Edmonton there. And when they went there, like, holy jeez, look at Edmonton there. It was a total shock. And you know why? Because they played like a team. These boys can play like a team. They went on a 16 straight winning streak there. They didn't break their own record. They didn't break the NHL record, but they came close. So when they get fired up, they get fired up. What they need to do is they need to go back to those 16 games winning streak. They need to then what they need to do is look at the videos and say, what did we do right? Well, you didn't have Adam Henrique and you didn't have Sam Carrick. Okay. Um, you didn't you didn't have Corey Perry. Okay, but Corey Perry is a good add-in. I thought that was a great add-in. I thought, great, they got Corey Perry. They're off to the playoffs. Let's just now, for trade deadline, let's go and get a all-star defenseman, and we're off to the horse races. We're off to the horse race. Now, I know that some people do disagree with me there. I was on an Oiler radio yesterday, last night there, and a guy was arguing me saying, no, we needed forwards. I said, we didn't need to waste picks. We didn't need to trade players, which we didn't. But what we needed was a good defenseman. Our defenseman is lacking. CC, I think his time is going to come and go. Bye-bye, CC. There's going to be a lot of money freeing up. There's going to be some changes if they don't win this Stanley Cup, which I don't think. I think they're going to go maybe a round, maybe 2 rounds. No more than that. No more. I'm not expecting. If they do go all the way, I'll be shocked. I hope that happens. I hope that they do surprise me there. But Knobs has got Chris Knobs Knoblock, or Chris Knob is that's what I call him there. He's really got to get buckled down there. Go back to the tape, show everyone the tape slowly, and say this is what we need to do in the playoffs. There, you win 50. You need 16 straight wins, 16 straight wins, and the cup is ours. And then Connor McDavid can celebrate. And he actually, there's talk that because he wants to win, he wants to retire. He wants to retire, which actually would be a benefit to Edmonton there because, well, then they only have to pay him so much. So they'll save some. And that's great because in his contract, it's a two-way contract and he's fine with it there. So he would get a majority and he get bonuses there, but they would save $25 million. And if you actually look at it there, I'm going to open it up now. Hang on here. I'm opening it up. We are going to talk Edmund. We're going to talk about hockey. We're going to talk about Oilers. Even Flame fans can come up too. And I'm just going to now open this up to everyone there. Hit the link and come on up. Hang on here. I'm going to pin it for those of you that are here. But we need to talk about this. We need to get this off the chest there that the Ottawa Senators, they're laughing. They're absolutely laughing like crazy because no one expected. Yes, no one expected. Just hang on here. If anybody is, hang on here. I gotta mute this. All right, and I want to pull up the chat here. We are indeed. Hang on here. Where is this? Come on. We're gonna pin the message. All righty. So we do. We have our very first guest here, folks. Yes, I know who it is.
Hey man, what's up?
Hey, hello.
Why
Yeah,
are
just talking
you
about the Oilers.
up so early in the morning? Like I know in your area it's like around 9 o'clock in the morning. In my
Yes.
house it's about 12:23. This is way too early for a hockey stream. But
No, it's not. It's never ever too early. Hey, I was up since 6 o'clock this morning, my time.
uh,
So 9 o'clock
yeah,
your time. So I
I
waited.
I haven't I don't remember when I last slept, but I've been up for so long. And listen, man, like listen, I my heart goes out to you. As much as I give you crap for the for how badly the the Edmonton Oilers lost to
Yes.
the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it's like at the end of the day, you kind of realize that you need these losses because it helps your team get to that point of mentally like, listen, we're not doing things we're supposed to. Now, here's the thing about Yanmark. Yanmark goes from a lot of teams to a lot of teams, but here's the thing. A lot of teams go out every year and pick up Yanmark to add to their depth. They really like him.
Yeah, but the
So
guy
he
takes dumb penalties, Mel. He takes dumb penalties there, and that's what cost us the game. And that
okay,
is really the factor. And I mean, you cannot have. You need to have a player that you know what I mean. Like you're up 3-1, and the guy goes and he just booms. He slashes someone up against the board there. I mean, and it's so, right in front of the referee. That's a ridiculous type of a play there. You
okay. I
cannot
mean,
tell me,
okay,
like
look. Sometimes, yeah, a good player is gonna take dumb penalties, but at the end of the day, like
sure.
you will notice that Yanmark is a benefit rather than a negative. But I will give you one thing though. The reason that Detroit got rid of Holland was because they started noticing that he was getting garbage as the years started dragging on, and Detroit did so well because they managed to get guys out of Russia when other teams weren't trying to sneak players out of Russia. And then after that, those players played for as long as they could. Some played for 20 years, some played for 10 years, some
Oh
played for.
yeah.
But
I remember those days. I watched those days. And I'm not saying that he's a garbage GM. I'm just
no,
saying that the shareholders that
yeah,
I talked to in Edmonton there, because I
yeah,
talked to a lot of them there, Mel, and
yeah,
and we're connected, and they sent him a message. And they talked to him in January. Yeah, we're gonna go after. He says an all-star defenseman, no problem there. And they were happy about the Corey Perry signing. That was a good signing.
yeah,
But you wasted a pick in getting Sam Henrique and Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick.
yeah.
Retained somebody's salary for fifty
Okay, here's
percent
the
of that
thing
there.
though. Adam Henrique is a good center, so he gives depth down the line. But I don't understand why he didn't pad up the defense because defense has been a problem all year round. And yeah, defense did improve a little bit, and they managed
Mhm.
to fix their sinking boat, and they managed to fix it to where they got a winning record. But defense definitely needs to be fixed. I'm seeing a lot of problems that I don't like. Um, Let me just pull up their thing.
Well, hang on here. So
Yeah,
let me just say something while you're looking that up there.
yeah,
Here is the issue. Is that like the shareholders, like the owner, no problem, they figure that, okay, yes, he's going to he's going to do something at the deadline there, but you go and you get Troy Stetcher, okay, a guy who's got barely any playoff experience there, where if you want to go after a Stanley Cup there, go after somebody who has playoff experience, not just like a
yeah,
round or two. And the thing is there was some really good defensemen out there. We could have got that Edmondson guy. We could have got we had a chance to get him. And we shit the bed. We shit
yeah,
the bed. You mean, here's another thing. You look at this way. Ottawa, we had that Jake well, I can never say his name there.
oh,
Chikrin. Chikrin.
Chikrin, yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob Chikrin.
And he would have been great.
Yeah.
He would have been fantastic. He would have lighted the
The
lamp.
problem
And
is that the asking price for Jacob Chikrin, yeah, but the problem is the asking price was way too high, and a lot of teams wanted him because he's a really good, stable defenseman. But the asking
yeah.
price was absolutely ridiculous. That's why Ottawa was the only team able to go along with it, because they're like, well, long-term commitment, because he
Yep.
was also signed on a long-term 4-year, $4 million contract, which is super cheap for someone. Absolutely wonderful. But I do agree though. Look, Edmonton got stuck with Darnell Nurse, and we have talked about this before. It was because
I'm not a
they
big
matched
Nurse
this
fan.
contract. I know, no, not a lot of people are. They gave him a matching contract because Seth Jones at the same time was, I think, free agent, and so they
Yes.
matched it up because Edmonton was desperate at that time, and of course Darnell Nurse took it. You can't blame him. But after that, like, I don't know why Edmonton Oilers keeps Ken Holland. I think they need to start inquiring quietly
Well,
to get a new GM, because I think
well,
Ken Holland.
he wants to win a Stanley Cup so he could retire, because that's all he wants to do. One more Stanley Cup, and he's going to go out a champion GM there, and that's why he's pushing. But the thing is that
But he's doing shit.
he's not doing anything. That's right, exactly. He's not doing anything there.
His
You
defense
had
is awful. Like,
like, oh, you had one goal, buddy. Your goal was that even the shareholders totally agreed, because he stood up. He had them all at Edmonton there, at the Sheraton Hotel, at the conference center there, and he said to them all, I'm going to get a really good defenseman to help us because Connor McDavid wants to win the Stanley Cup. Okay,
yeah,
no problem. Then you go out, well, Troy Stetcher is not that good defenseman. I mean,
true.
look at how many teams he's been on, and there hasn't been that great of a team there. Really, the only one, is Edmonton, and what's the other team? There's two teams, Edmonton and another one there. But on that, he's been paired up with crappy players. He hasn't played with half decent people there, and they're benching him most of the time. So what was the sense in going to get him there? Again, another wasted pick, another wasted. That's like, and CC's days are numbered. So Chikrin would have been good for that. Okay. The other thing is not only CC, but Desharnais, which we're paying him $1 million there. We would have freed up so much money. Chikrin would have been great. Jake Chikrin there, he would have been awesome. And like you say, he's a good defenseman. And like, there was no rhyme or reason. We just need to get through the playoffs, win the Stanley
Well,
Cup, and we would have been
okay,
fine.
here's
Not
the
waste.
problem though. What
Yep.
did? Okay, let's look up what was given up for Jacob Chikrin.
I don't think they did. Or I
Wait,
can't
wait.
remember.
So it was acquired. Chikrin was acquired from Arizona for what turned out to be Ottawa's 12th overall pick in 2023, along with 2 second-round picks. Now that is amazing that they were able to get out that much. But Edmonton never had a 12th overall pick. Now I don't know. I don't even know if Edmonton has. Hold on, I'm gonna go to I am going to go to cap friendly, and I'm going to look at Edmonton Oilers because I'm going to do this like the official way as to looking at
Sure.
what they have. So let's
And
see.
that's the good way. I didn't know. Is there a website called Caprelli? All I
Oh
know
yeah,
is that
yeah, cap friendly.
Shirelli screwed us because he signed that $9 million deal for Darnell Nurse when the guy is not worth $9 million. He's worth no more than 6.57. I'm sorry, but Ekholm is better than Darnell Nurse.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
definitely.
I mean,
There's nothing to
it's
be sorry about. You're just stating a fact that um
and
like
I've always called him Nurse on a Purse. I've always called him Nurse on a Purse because the guy is injury prone. There, he's a wussy. He gets hit
here,
with a puck.
check
Oh,
that
I'm
out.
out. Okay, I've
Check
got.
out the
Oh,
link in the private chat, cap friendly. You can check out every team in there. You can check out how much salary cap they have, how much salary cap retention they have, what staffs they have, what players. So right now the projected cap hit is 83 million, but there is Jack Campbell who's buried 3.8. Um, in the minors, you have
I know.
James Neal on a buyout for 1.9. That's for 2 more years. Um, Evander Kane is injured, but yeah, like
Who?
you can see Evander Kane. He is day to day at the moment.
He's not injured. He's not
Yeah.
in.
Well,
He
according to
is.
hold
When
on,
did?
according
Well, they haven't. He was playing yesterday.
was he okay? Because
He
according
was playing
to
yesterday. Yeah, he was.
Edmonton Oilers Daily Faceoff, they said that he is out day to day unless they got. Well, this one doesn't show when they got the thing, but they showed that
Oh, yeah.
injuries day to day. Evander Kane here. Check this out. Usually, so this was last updated on March the 24th at 5:30 Eastern time. Um, hold on.
Yeah.
This is another really good daily face off. They'll give you uh, daily updates or whenever they get updates of lineup, so you can see exactly who's in the lineup. So this is another one of my favorite things. So right now I have the Edmonton
Right.
Oilers checked up, and they have Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Hyman on first line, Adam Henrique, Draisaitl, and Fogel on line two. By the way, Warren Fogel, I don't know why you dislike him so much. He's been getting some really good goals and assists.
I don't like the guy. No,
okay.
no. I don't like him at all. I'm sorry. I think like Corey Perry. It was a good pick up there. Connor Brown can go. By the way, Connor Brown probably will go. That's probably why they picked up Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick to fill one of those voids when Connor Brown doesn't get signed. The guy's only had 2 or 3 goals in the whole
Yeah.
season there.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, I realize he came back from a big injury there. I get that. No problem. Okay, that's fine.
Well, here's
However,
let's look at Connor Brown and let's see how much of a contract he has left. Okay, this is his last year, and he's only 775
not worth it. Not worth it.
$775,000, and he'll be a UFA. He's not going anywhere. I mean he'll be gone, and he's got a maximum potential performance bonus of $3.2 million, which he's not gonna earn.
Oh, I know that. Look, if he gets any bonus, I will be scratching my head, going, okay, now because everyone is like, they're expecting him and Connor McDavid to really light things up because like they did in Otter, but this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't the young days. This is different. NHL is another. It's a step up. This
Well,
isn't
here's
a
the thing,
young.
though. What they were hoping for was something like Nathan McKinnon and Jonathan Drouin, where if you look at Jonathan Drouin's points, he was doing absolutely awful when he was. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the numbers and then we can talk brass tacks. Where is? Hold on. Jonathan Drouin. So with
Like what Edmonton needed was a Kale McCarr, like Colorado. That's what we need. If we'd have
yeah,
gotten a Kale McCarr, somebody like that who is young, who's good, in the
See, but
playoffs there,
but the problem
we would
with
have been fine.
but the problem with guys like Kale McCarr and all that is that they come up so infrequently, and it's like
That's right.
sometimes a splash in the pool that you hope turns out really well. And there have been so many drafts where top draft picks did nothing, and then number 16 guy overall, all of a sudden becomes
Oh,
the best
yeah,
draft pick in that thing. And that's
totally.
the thing. And like, I don't understand why Edmonton doesn't draft defensive defensemen and then try to build them up. But if you look at it, like, so okay,
Well, we do
now,
have some good defensemen. I saw because we have a Young Stars tournament that comes
yeah,
here, and then I seen it's like the combine, except and it's here in my hometown. There, we had a really good guy. We got this guy. What's his name is Bo. Aki Bo or something like that. Okay, we have James Hamblin. We have some really nice young players there. So why don't we give them a chance? And CC, don't get me wrong. I think CC's could be a good mentor to defensemen there. I think what he should do is just be a defense mentor um,
yeah,
to them
Bo
there. And
Ackman,
yeah, Bo, and that guy really surprised me. And when he didn't make the team, I was going, "What? Like
well, maybe he
why?"
needs to
And
improve a little bit more. But Bo Aki is signed to a 3-year contract. Boberg is signed only this year, but then he'll probably get.
he'll get traded. He'll
Yeah,
get
no.
traded
I think
or
he'll
let
get
go.
extended because he's an RFA, Philip Broberg.
Oh, Broberg. No, he wants out. He wants out. So he's going to get traded. Yeah, his
Broberg
agent
wants out.
already came out. Yes, he does. Because he wanted to be on a line and he wanted to play with Matthias Ekholm. And
Okay.
they're like, no, you don't tell us where you want to be. We'll tell you where you're going to be. That kind of thing. But like I say, to me, it's just like Cody Cece's contract ends this year,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But this is why you should go out and get defensemen, like you say, is to fill those gaps, so that way you
Okay.
can see who is good for the role here. It's like auditioning for like American Idol
Yeah.
America's Got Talent or Canada's whatever one of those kind of shows. So you need to get a player to see if they fit that role. And he had
Okay.
he
So
had the opportunity and he blew it. It's like he had a birthday cake and he blew out the candles there and it just went away there. And now look what happened. Our defense lacked in both of those games. If you actually watch the reels on
oh,
NHL there, Mel, both of those defense lacked totally. It was
okay.
defense. It was a defenseman collapse.
Okay. So here's the thing, though. I think this is what they were hoping for Connor Brown. So if you look at it, in 2017-18, in 77 games, Jonathan Drouin had 13 goals and 33 assists for 46 points. And right now in 20 through 24, he has 68 games played, 14 goals and 32 assists for 40. We're hoping for with Connor Brown because they had history, and so they play on the same line and match out. Now, a lot of these things don't. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, and this is what you have. And so they're gonna ship him off. He's 30 years old. Bye bye. But you know what?
Yep.
Maybe next year when Drouin becomes a free agent and Colorado can't keep him, or maybe he doesn't want to sign with Colorado and he wants to go somewhere else, Edmonton might be a good fishing point. But here's the other
Well,
thing: Sean Walker. Colorado just got Sean Walker. Sean Walker's putting up a lot of points. He's an offensive defenseman, but what
yeah.
if what if he becomes a free agent? Colorado can't sign him because they're very much to the point of cap hit. So why not throw money at him and try to sign him? But the problem is that whenever you are trying to sign free agents, you're always going to overpay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why you go to the deadline, because then you can see if that player and if that player really warms up the team there. Like Nugent Hopkins there, like he could have asked 6. He's at 5.2 or 5 million, and and he said he took a reduction to help the team so that way they could stay together, the core. And he
Yeah,
wanted to stay in Edmonton there.
yeah. I think more teams need to do that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna poop on a team because a guy wants money. I mean, like
Yeah.
about making money and using players and then just tossing them away once they're done. As far as I'm concerned, if a player wants to make money, go out there, screw a team, and make money. Um, you know,
Yeah, but that's
because
not what that's. I mean, like it's meant so that way to help them win a Stanley Cup, and if they win a
no,
Stanley
I know
Cup,
what you
and that
mean.
player gets to
Yeah.
stay, unless they want to retire, unless they're the
No,
retiring age,
I
like
know.
Patrick Kane
Yeah.
should retire. Like that guy's done. His career is finished. Sorry,
Why? Oh, Patrick.
like
No, he's
yeah,
still doing good in Detroit. What are you talking about?
no, I mean, he's on fire right now, but yeah, but Detroit's not going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
They're
I'm
they're
pretty sure they might squeak in
I
into.
don't think so. I don't. I
Let's
think they're. I don't think that they will at all.
let's
I.
see. Uh,
If you look at the points and the schedules and how many games, and you do the math, it doesn't. It doesn't. You got to do the math.
let's see. Team standing. Oh, I'm NHL. Oh boy, yeah. So four teams. Lightning. Yeah. If Yeah, no, 78 to 85. I don't think. Yeah, yeah, no. The Red Wings are definitely not getting in. Not against Tampa. Nope,
Yeah.
nope. They're both at the same games. Tampa has three more wins, and about
Yeah.
what is it? 7 points ahead. So it's yeah, no, they're gone. I'm surprised Philadelphia Flyers really aggressively making the playoffs. I'm proud of them. Um,
Well, they got Tortorella, John Tortorella,
yeah,
as their coach. So I
I,
mean,
I, I I can definitely see the Islanders trying to make a push and trying to pop out the Capitals. It would be nice to see if
I don't
one
think
the
so.
Islanders can do it, but I don't think the Islanders are going to do it this year. But they do have a good team together. Let's see on the
Well,
West team. Yeah.
Well, I think the only thing that's screwing them is the Bo Horvat because his contract. I think that they paid him a lot of money. Like, remember that trade with Vancouver where
Yeah.
Vancouver got all these players?
Oh, I think
And
they're loving Bo Horvat because I think Bo Horvat is doing pretty damn well. Let's see,
yeah.
Bo Horvat. Let's see what his points are.
Now, you want to know something about Bo Horvat?
What's that?
He signed his Vancouver Canucks extension here and our here at the Penticton V's, which is a junior A hockey, or yeah, it's a BC, the BC HL. They're
Yeah.
in the dressing room of the Penticton, and I was there when he signed it. When they
Wow.
came in and they signed it, and he extended it there,
Yo.
and
So,
yeah,
so check this out. This is the best year that Bo Horvat has had with the Islanders. So check this out. The best year that he had in Vancouver was in 2018-19. In 82 games played, 27 goals, 34 assists for 61 points. Right now, only 70 games played, 29 goals, 34 assists with 63 points. He has beaten his all-time record with less games at played, and he only has 37 penalty in minutes. But he's -2. So I think that team needs to figure out its defensiveness and where it's going with it. But I think I think they're very happy with Bo Horvat.
I think they're like Edmonton. I think the Islanders are because I watched them play a game. They're like the Edmonton Oilers. There, it's like they need to figure out the defenseman, and these GMs is like, let's load up on forwards because if somebody gets hurt, I get that. And Ken
Yeah.
Holland, if you look at the video on Oilers.com, and he says, "Oh, you need the forwards." I get that they get worn out there, but that's not what was needed.
Yeah.
And defenseman is needed. And again, you need to have a really good defenseman like a Jake Chikrin there, or what's it? what's that guy? Hang on here. He's got a long name. Goss sparing. What's that
Uh,
guy there?
Costas Bear, but he's an offensive defenseman. I don't think he's gonna help with your situation. You're gonna have to look for like defensive defensemen who can hold down.
The
Uh,
Ford.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. Somebody who will play mostly in your end, and they'll hold, and they won't go too aggressively in the offensive zone, unless that's the play you're gonna run. But you need someone who's gonna be the first one back, and I don't think that Darnell Nurse being the first one back really helps. I mean, but then Darnell Nurse is playing
Oh
against
my
with some of
goodness.
the best players, but Matthias Ekholm I think is and definitely
Yes.
has been
Good
the
example.
best
He's a
the
yeah.
best defenseman or one of the best defensemen in the NHL for the last 16 years or something that he's been playing. He's been playing with Nashville and he was
Yeah.
amazing. Absolutely
Yes.
on
And he was
fire.
a good pickup. He was a good pickup
Oh,
for us.
he was a
He was,
fantastic pickup.
you know,
Absolutely.
like um again, but then again what we needed was another defenseman that year, and of course he couldn't do it there. And there was talk that Carlson would come, but he wanted way too much and we ran into cap space there. And Jack Campbell screwed us up. Like that was the
Well,
worst
it's not
signing we could have
Jack's
ever.
fault. It's not Jack's fault. It's whoever signed him. I don't know whether it was Chiarelli or whether it was Holland. But
No,
you know
it
what?
was Holland. It was Holland.
But I will give it to Holland for one thing. Even though he screwed up with Soupy, he he stole Hyman, and Hyman has turned out to be one of the best picks
Oh,
ever.
he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay in Oiler because he
Oh yeah,
loves it, and
yeah.
they would be stupid, and
Toronto was so
they would
stupid
miss
to
the
let him go.
playoffs.
Yeah, Toronto was so stupid to let him go. They need somebody like that who is like out there grinding his nose into the corners and everything. The thing that they're lacking is toughness. They don't have anybody in the team other than, I would say honestly, Tavares, who is a clutch player. Otherwise, like $11 million or $12 million man Matthews, he can score goals, but all of a sudden in the playoffs when you need the goal the most, he's the one that can't do the job because everybody's shutting him down, and he just gives up, and he's just looking for trying to set up and like you can't play that way. Like
Now, what about the Dallas Stars? There's lots of talk about Dallas. Everyone is starting to say, "Watch Dallas. They're going to explode. They're going to do something."
check
And
out
the Seattle Kraken, because they were the teams that went further than Edmonton last year in the playoffs.
yeah, but
So
Seattle
what
is
happened to them?
struggling so badly this year. Now
Oh,
the
really?
Kraken, yeah, the Kraken are at 69 points, just ahead of Ducks and Sharks, and they are dragging 2 points behind the Flames. So there is no chance in hell that they'll ever get into the Pacific Division playoffs. So you
Right.
have Canucks, Oilers, Kings, Golden Jets, and then Golden Jets at
Golden Knights,
83.
Golden
Sorry, Golden
Knights, and
yeah, Golden
Golden
Knights at
and
83.
Jets.
I was thinking of the Golden Showers, but then I chewed it up with the Golden Jets. The Golden Knights at 83 and then Flames at 71. Like that divide is so big that I don't think they'll ever catch up unless somehow two or three teams really shit the bed. Whether it's Oilers, Kings, or Golden Knights that kind of squeeze the Flames up close enough, but otherwise no chance with the Kraken.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm not sure what happened with the Kraken this year. Whether it's
What happened to the Stars? What's happening with the Stars? Anything?
uh,
Are they making the playoffs?
so the Stars are tied with Avalanche at with 4 points 97, but Avalanche have one game in hand and they have 46 wins versus the Stars who have 44. The Stars I think have led um, most of the year in Central Division as the lead, but Avalanche with their 9-game winning streak just came in and stole that. So the Stars are definitely very dangerous. The Stars can definitely get it done. Their last 10-game streak is 8 games wins and 2 loss. So that's not bad. Where with the Avs it's 9 wins and 1 loss. So
Yeah.
so you have 2 games tearing it up. But one thing that I'll give it to you is the Predators have come out of absolutely nowhere with 8 games wins and 2 games in overtime with a 5-game winning streak. They have come out of absolutely nowhere and just destroyed it, and they have put themselves in the playoff position. They are 11 points. Nope, sorry, 9 points ahead of the Blues. I love the Predators. Like
Right.
I always hope that the Predators come into the playoffs and they shake and bake, but they're always the ones who struggle the most. But if this keeps up, then I think the Avalanche might play the Predators and bounce them back out. Although I'm
Yeah.
not how the
Well, we don't know. I
yeah,
mean, we don't know. Anything's possible come playoffs. I mean, this is when the surprises happen. I mean, like when I was talking about the 2006, no one was talking about Edmonton. Everyone
yeah,
was talking about Detroit, Colorado. They were talking about other teams there.
yeah.
You
Or in
know, and
'99 when Buffalo faced off against the Stars, or
Dominic
what year?
Hasek.
Yeah, or what year was it that Carolina faced? Oh, my brain
Um,
is quitting me. Carolina won the Stanley Cup against.
it was Edmonton.
Was it Edmonton? Oh boy.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah.
2006. I remember, and it was at Raleigh. It was at Raleigh, North Carolina. It was at. They were at home when they won it. It was Rod Brindamore scored the winning goal, I believe. Check. I think so. I think so. Yeah. Because
Because
he was the hero. They were
yeah,
calling him hometown hero. He's
'cause,
from Campbell River, BC.
uh,
Rod Brindamore, and
'cause
so
I
I
know that
remember that.
it was Ron Francis's last year, I think, as a player, and so
Yeah,
they all wanted to go out with a hurrah, and they got what they wanted. But
yeah,
Edmonton, but Edmonton did sneak in when they had no chance of being there, and they did really good. And I think I was rooting at that point for Edmonton just because it's the only Canadian team left, and
yeah.
I do like my dark horses. But I'll tell you what though, if Colorado goes deep, I'm definitely staying with
Sure.
Colorado. It's my team.
Sure, it's same thing with my Oilers. I hope that they'll turn things around there. But here's the thing: they went on a 16-game winning streak, and then all of a sudden it's like poof, it just went away. It's like the genie came and took their dream away. There, well, and that was the best thing that ever happened because that's what they needed to get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
However, here's another thing: why can't what happened? What was the difference between the playing between that time and now? So what? Because we got different players because we got new players. I don't really understand that there. And so there's a
yeah,
lot of questions that I really question, and I like our coach Chris Knobloch there because he's not one to put up with anything. I know people that know him, and they say, "Oh, he's a good coach." I said he was the best hire. They said because he's not going to put up with too much garbage from the
yeah,
players there. Like Darnell Nurse, can you imagine this? Now listen to this. You know Paul Coffey, right? As
yeah,
a defenseman,
yeah,
he told Paul Coffey, and he told Paul Coffey because I know someone that knows,
yeah,
that goes there, and he said, "I don't have to listen to you." He says, "I'm better than you there." And Paul Coffey said, "Well, how many Stanley Cups have you won there?" And so they were talking. He said, "I'm just trying to help you there." And he said, "He's just pissed off there." So Knobloch and Holland called Nurse into the office and said, "He is your coach. You listen to him. He can bench you. And if I was Paul Coffey, I would have benched him for 3 games, Darnell Nurse, just to teach that guy that you don't treat. Not only is he a Hall of Famer, um, but he's a good defenseman, and no, he's a legend. He was very good. He was good in Detroit. He was good in Edmonton. There. Where else did he play? Was it just Detroit and Edmonton? I can't remember.
uh,
Um, he
I
played another team. I think he
give
played
me a
on another.
second.
I
um
think he played. I think he played. Um,
I love the fact that we have Googled that we can look up all this stuff.
yes,
But there we go. So
it's
I
the
see
best.
Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins,
That's it.
LA King, Detroit Red Wings, Hartford Whalers, Philadelphia Flyers,
For
Chicago
Paul Coffey.
Carolina,
For
and
Paul
Boston.
Coffey. for
Yeah.
Paul Coffey. Yeah. So
Oh
he
yeah.
played with good teams. He played with great
He
teams,
played with
and
quite a lot of teams. Yeah.
yeah, but he was a good defenseman, and now he's the advisor. He's a special teams advisor to the owner. And the thing is that just because this guy has got like a contract, it's like anything can happen there. But we had a chance to get two first rounders, a player, and we retained 50%, and we didn't, and we should have. Like I'm sorry, but the guy he plays when he wants to play, and he doesn't play. And he
I
doesn't. He's not a.
wonder.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not a
He's
consistent
not.
defenseman.
Yeah. He's
He's
not
not.
consistent. Now
No,
I
he's
want.
not.
Now I wonder what is it that threw the talk off. That did somebody above Ken Holland nix it and say, "Nah, I don't like it," or what is
I
it that
I
kind
don't
of
know.
crashed it? Because like what'd you say, two first round picks and
Two
50% retention. That is a
Yes,
heavy thing to pick up when you're trading away some fucker like Darnell Nurse, because right now Darnell Nurse is
and we
your
had to retain 50%, so
yeah,
they would pay 50%, and we'd take 50%, so we'd be
yeah,
on the hook.
yeah.
And
So yeah, that's pretty bad. Two first round picks and holding on to 50% retention while getting rid of a player. That is a lot. I mean, who was the guy that they were talking about bringing in for as his
I
replacement?
don't know. I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
Um, I really I don't know, but I know that because they talked about it there, and he was I don't know who said that. Maybe they had high hopes for him in the playoffs, maybe because of the playoffs, and and I have to say that and he was a number one pick, like a first round draft choice for us there. I think he was like, well, I can't remember. I think he was like fourth or fifth or sixth or something
Oh,
like that.
I
He
don't
was in
remember.
the top 10. He was in the top 10, I
Yeah,
believe. Darnell Nurse there, but the thing is that the guy's got a very bad attitude. And the
yeah,
thing is that you cannot tell somebody who's won a Stanley Cup, who's been there, who knows what it takes, who understands the playing power. But and the other thing is, what's really surprising is to see the Pittsburgh Penguins, because the Pittsburgh Penguins are really shit in the bed this year. They're not doing that well.
yeah.
They're
I was really surprised when like I was happy when what's his face that young boy took over. What the, I forget what his name is. Their GM and damn it.
um,
Hold on. Kyle Dubas. Kyle Dubas
oh yes,
from
the
Toronto.
guy
And
for
yeah, and so
yeah.
I was really happy, and I was expecting a lot of good things, especially since Gensel was there. They managed to sign both Crosby and Malkin, and then they brought in uh, 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 Eric Carlson after he
That would
had
have been a good pickup. Jake
the
Gensel on Oilers would have been a great pickup for us there.
yeah, but
Is he a defenseman or a
no,
forward?
no, 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 no. He's a left winger.
He's a left winger.
Yeah, he's a left winger.
Hmm.
He is right now in Carolina and making a huge mess there, and it's wonderful. Like the players they've picked up are a good click, just like in Colorado. All the players that we have picked
Yep.
up, really good click. Like damn, it's fitting really well. Middlestat is doing well. Um, where was I going with this? I forgot my point. Who was I talking about?
Jake Gensel.
Oh yeah, no. So with the Pittsburgh Penguins, they just lack depth, and I don't know why he didn't fix depth, because this isn't a problem that they all of a sudden had. They have been struggling the whole year with it, and then eventually it came out that they wanted to re-sign Jake Gensel, but Gensel was like, "I'm out. I'm not dealing with this." Which I don't blame Gensel anyway, because like, look, man, if these are some of the best years you have left. Like how old is Gensel? He's 29 or something.
I don't know. It's. I just know that
Yeah,
I love the kid.
he's 29.
He's
He's
just
29.
amazing. So he would have
Yeah,
been a good fit for Edmonton, and like I really
would be
don't
great.
know. I don't know who makes these decisions, and who's the one that told Ken Holland to go get Troy Stitcher. Whoever that person was, that person should be hung on the cross somewhere. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I really don't see a path for Troy Stitcher. I really don't think. Why do you keep? Why do you? Why does he keep moving around at trade deadline? And he's used to it. Obviously, there's got to be a reason why he keeps, why he keeps,
I guess he's
you know,
dependable.
well,
Is
yeah,
seeing
but
him is
he's got no playoff experience though, and I mean, if we're
yeah.
making just a push, and then he says something like, "Oh, well, we might look at re-signing him." What do you mean you might look at re-signing him there? Like I could see them signing Sam Carrick and Adam Henrique for sure. Because if they're going to get rid of Connor Brown, if they're going to get rid of, what's that other guy there, Fogel, or they're going to get rid of Derek Ryan or whoever or anyone
Okay,
else
let's
that they
see
think
how well
Ryan
Fogel is
Ryan
doing.
McLeod. Yeah, no, Fogel needs to go. He had his or Yanmark. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they might keep Yanmark and just throw him down the minors and bring him up for the playoffs. But the guy takes dumb penalties, and
Okay, here's the thing.
when he
Listen. So this year, for Edmonton Oilers in 23-24 season in 69 games, he's put up 16 goals and 19 points for 16 goals, 19 assists for 35 points. This is the highest that he has ever had in his one, two,
who
three, four,
Yanmark?
7. No, Warren Fogle. You have to keep Fogle. He's got 16 goals and 19 assists for 35 points. That's not bad. Now let's look at who was the other one you were talking about?
Yanmark.
Matthias
Ryan.
Janmark.
Yes, and Ryan McLeod. He's $2 million. Like these guys here, like we need some good people. Like let's bring up some young ones there. Let's give them a chance.
Okay. Now with Matthias Janmark, okay, I will give it to you that Matthias Janmark is really struggling this year with this year 58 games played, 4 goals and 7 assists for 11 points. That is painful.
It's terrible.
And he plays 12 minutes per game. Now, I don't know what's going on with him. He is how old? 31 years old. Maybe his age is catching up to him, or maybe he's got some health problems or something. I don't know. But Janmark usually does pretty well. He's usually a guy who will get about 20 something points. There was one year where, yeah. His average is usually 20-25 points. So I'm surprised that he's only hanging out at 11 this year instead of being at least 20. But a lot of teams get Janmark only because he is a very defensive and dependable player. So I can understand that. But yeah, because of this year, if they didn't sign him, then I would just be like, that's fine. But Warren Fogle,
Let him go.
I would re-sign Fogle.
He
can't
hasn't pissed me off. I mean, last year he pissed me off, Fogle. But I'm hearing some feedback. But anyways, I just want to say that the Fogle this year he's improved. He's improved a little bit there, and I think that's good. And I think with Corey Perry, I think that'll help him there. But Janmark and Connor Brown need to go, and maybe that's why Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick is here. Now, Sam Carrick, I mean, the guy's just a fighter. He's a goon guy. He's just a goon type of a person there. I mean, why do we need a goon person on there?
Well, maybe
we have Evander Kane.
Yeah, but maybe they want grinders on the line where, you play against other teams and it's just going to be really difficult to play. I think that's why they maybe kept Janmark, is because come in the playoffs and you're throwing line 4 against line 2 or line 1, you need guys who are going to be really hard to play against.
I get that, Mel, but again, why did we there, here's the question, and I think you're probably going to know what the answer is there, but why did we get an early exit after round 2?
Uh, I think it was lack of goals or really bad defense. Because I don't remember too much from last year, honestly. Like my
I
memory is
I do.
pretty
And you
garbage.
did. You touched on it there. It wasn't the lack of goals. It was the defense. The
Uh,
defense. And it's not the goaltending. Everyone's like, oh, trade Stuart Skinner. Let's go get
Stuart Skinner's a
Tristan
young kid.
Jarry. And was
He's,
that?
Stuart Skinner's a young kid. I think he's like 26, 27. Leave him alone. He's fine. It's just
I
build
think
a
he's
good
20. He's
defense.
24. He's 24.
Oh, he's
That's what we
24.
need.
Oh, he's even younger. Because like
Yeah.
usually when a goalie breaks into
Thank you. I gotta
NHL
drink
as a
up.
starter, he's usually 26. So the fact that he's playing as a starter position at 24 is something to be marveled at, not something to be traded away or to be thrown away. So people who are
He's
talking,
25.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so he's 25, but people who are talking shit about him need to shut up.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
fix the defense.
defense.
It's the
That's
same
where we're
problem that
lacking.
Toronto has. It's the same problem Toronto has. They don't go out and they don't pay money and try to get defensemen. Defensemen are at a premium. Throw some money, throw some draft picks, and get somebody to stabilize your D. Not
Right.
not guys
Yeah.
who are 35, not guys who are
Exactly.
like get guys who are in their prime or younger than hitting their prime, but pay some money, get them. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna struggle for something, but depth and scoring is not a problem that Edmonton and Toronto is
No.
having. What they
It's
need is to
it's
trade away some
defensive.
of that offensive depth for defensive depth.
Oh,
It's painfully ridiculous.
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because this is the problem. Like, I mean, okay, go look at Troy Stetcher's stats.
Yeah.
Okay, go look at his stats there. You tell me, is this a Stanley Cup material type of a player
I'll
there?
be honest
You
with
pull
you.
up a
Trade Evander Kane. I don't know what his trade market value
no.
is because I think he has pretty low trade market value just
Oh,
because he has been kicked out of two teams, Winnipeg and Buffalo, and
San
then I think
Jose,
he was
San Jose, San
oh yeah,
Jose.
he was thrown out of
That
San Jose
no,
as well.
Mel. Okay, I got to stop you there because Evander Kane, he was doing really well when he signed with the Oilers. All
Yeah,
right, and since his injury,
yeah.
he hasn't really come back up there. He's good, and actually, we got him at a steal of a price there because he could have asked 6 million. And he could have asked a lot more, and he didn't. And you know what? And he loves Edmonton there, and he loves playing with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. And
Sure.
Leon,
Look, sure he loves
Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid has mentored him. And even though he went through and he had a lot of stuff in his personal
yeah.
life there, that was a personal thing.
Okay, here's
He regrets it. He
okay.
won his case. He won his case against San Jose. They made a mistake. They're paying the price.
Okay,
Um,
listen. So fine, all that shit. But if you can get a good trade value on him, why can't you trade him for a defense? Why not?
well, why would we? I mean, he fills the void what we need. And
That's the whole point. You need to trade depth in order to fill your defensive depth. You have to get
no,
rid of somebody
we
to
don't need
fill.
to get rid of him. He's good on his line because he's an enforcer and he keeps intact there. And I think he's helping
Okay,
with Fogel.
okay. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the
We
thing. Listen,
if we lose in the playoffs, Mel, the
your
problem is going to
contract.
be is getting rid of is getting is we had 2 picks. Actually, we have a lot more than that. I think we gave like a pick for I think Stetcher or
Dude,
something like that. Some
what you're
crappy
not
thing.
looking at is the cap hit. The projected cap hit this year is 83 million when
Yes.
the cutoff is 81. So that means that there's some up and down. I think there's like some, but the point is that if you're at $83 million cutoff point, you need to get rid of somebody who costs money to bring in somebody who costs money. Like here's the thing. If you where is Evander Kane is
Well,
$5.125 million. Why can't you get rid of Evander Kane and throw that $5 million in your defense? Sure, he's good offensively, but here's the thing: you're at your Stanley Cup. You can't keep Evander Kane and then go out and get some other, get rid of your 3 first-round picks and bring in an amazing defenseman and be like, here you go, play. You're over contract. What are you gonna do? You're over salary cap. You like modern NHL is all about throwing money around from offense to defense to try to plug your holes. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, he has been slowing down this year there, but I would say instead of trading, because we're going to be on the hook for his contract. Okay, everyone loves to get Edmonton for their contract and say you're on the hook for the contract. You pay 50%. Why don't we wait for his contract to run out? And I really think that let's see if he turns things around, because maybe in the playoffs he's maybe a good playoff person, and he may help, and he may throw something in the playoffs. I mean, you never know. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
I think his wrist laceration. I don't think he's come back all that well. He
hasn't.
So I think that he is sort of a player where you can count it as a loss, where look, you put $5 million into it and he's not going to play the same. Let's see what
you
his.
Can say the same thing about Corey Perry. You can say the same thing about Corey Perry.
But Corey Perry is a 39-year-old guy. It's different. It's like that's his age catching up to him. That's not
right.
An injury catching up to him. Now Corey Perry is taking less than $1 million this year, whereas Evander Kane is taking $5 million. And all right. So here you go. So I don't know why you're saying that he's playing bad this year. In 67 games, he has 21 goals and 18 assists for 39 points, which is not bad. Because
it's not good. He could be doing better.
Well, last year he did 28 points, and okay, in 22 he did 39 points, which is average, which is what he's doing this year. Last year he got less points, and then in San Jose he got 49 points in 56 games. So I think he's doing pretty well. I think we were wrong to say that he's maybe a has-been or not playing well. It looks like he's playing really well. 21 goals, 18 assists. But I think
he could play better. Yeah,
but trade him out. Get a defenseman. Throw out that $5 million and lock it up somewhere else, and shuffle the lines and see where you want to stick someone else. And yeah, the offense is going to be a little bit wonky, but at least your defense is going to be nice and tight.
Well, like CC, there was talk that there was going to be an upgrade with CC, and that would have been good.
But if nobody wants CC, what are you going to do? Like, if nobody in the league wants CC,
they're waiting for him to become a free agent, because isn't he a free agent this year? Isn't he? I think his contract is up. I believe Cody CC, his contract is up this year, and he's a 3 or 3.5 or $4 million. I can't remember in that area.
Nope, he is 3.25, and he's also signed for next year. And then
after next year,
26, yeah. So you're stuck with him for 2 years. Well, this year and the next year. So
unless somebody in the offseason, unless he shines in the playoffs and somebody wants him in the offseason, then trade the guy.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody is.
How old is he? How old is CC?
30.
Well, he needs to work out more then, because he's not strong when he's a puck. He's not a strong puck handler, defenseman for Edmonton there.
I know that when he was in Toronto, people didn't really like CC either. When he was in
Kulak was a good pickup. That was a steal of a deal. Kulak.
Yeah.
He was a good
$7.5 million, and he is 30. But I'll tell you one thing: even when CC was with Ottawa, he wasn't really well liked. And the fact that when he got traded from Ottawa to Toronto, people were laughing and like, I don't know why you got him. but you're not going to enjoy him, and not enjoy him did Toronto. And then when Edmonton signed him, it was a head scratcher. Everybody was like, "Wow, Edmonton must be desperate." Yep, I
At
guess
that
so.
time we were. At that time we were. Believe me, because we needed anything to help us because our team wasn't the greatest.
How much?
It really wasn't.
I think I said how much he got. Oh, 3.25.
Two.
That is quite a lot of money, but what are you gonna do? Evan Bouchard though is good money. 3.9.
Everyone's saying trade the guy. Everyone that I've
Why?
talked to is like trade him,
Why?
and I'm going, what? I was like, the guy is lighting it up there. Like, I mean,
He's
like, why
only
would you?
24. He's only 24, and he's only $3.9 million. Let him age and let him come to fruition and see
And,
if he becomes a
and
better defensive defenseman.
Ekholm is
30,
really is
yeah,
helping him, and I think that's a great pairing, and that's an
yeah.
awesome pairing right there.
I think Ekholm
Um,
is gonna probably play until he's 40. He's a machine. He's 33, and he doesn't play like he's aging. I
oh,
really like
he
that.
loves Edmonton. His kids love Edmonton there. That's for sure.
I
You
guess,
know, and so they
I
like
guess
it better than Nashville. It's like wow, it's like Music City. It's like there's lots to do there. Why would you guys, like
yeah,
Edmonton?
but
There always does a snow there.
yeah, but he's also a Swede, right? So maybe he likes the quiet life, and he likes where there's not too much going on, and they can just sort of maybe
Yeah.
disappear into the city, or maybe just disappear into the countryside and go camping, or do what Swedes do, because Swedes do love wildlife and stuff. So maybe that speaks to his heart.
Yeah, it's all a head scratch. It's all head scratching, that's for sure.
Like
Because
Pronger hated, or not Pronger, but his wife hated Edmonton. That's why he
oh
signed that huge contract and then just ran out.
yes, I don't. Yeah, well, I mean, and not everybody is going to like Edmonton. There, I mean, Leon likes it. Connor likes it.
Yeah.
But and I think that they do. I think they got this Jeff Johnson, which is Connor McDavid's agent, former agent, and I think they signed him as a assistant to the GM.
Oh.
And I think he's going to take over. But then there's talk about Kelly Buchberger taking over the GM duties next year. And I don't know how true that is because apparently at the luncheon, at the thing that happened in January, he goes, no, he goes, I'm here till they win a Stanley Cup. Once Edmonton wins a Stanley Cup, then I will duck out and head back to Vernon because he's from Vernon, BC. He's just up the street about 2 hours from me.
Oh, good
So
God!
I
They need to get rid of him. They need to fire him. He shouldn't be allowed to sit and stay there while he's just doing nothing to the team. Like honestly,
he's setting the team up though for success. But it is, I mean, like with the people that are he's surrounded, the players. I mean, like he really needs to like think about what the hell the players like. Somebody's advising him wrong on the players or something because it's just what he should be doing is he should be going with his own gut there. And do I
I
think we have the players to win a Stanley Cup? Yes, but do I mean this
I
year? I
think the
mean
problem is I think the
that
problem is that he
defenseman
is
was the
going with
issue.
his own gut. Hey, buddy, I'm gonna have to drop down because my
Yeah, no
birds are
worries.
really chirping loudly in my ears right now, and
Okay.
they like the fact that we're talking, but my left ear is getting absolutely blown out.
Oh, no worries. I mean, I'm glad we came up, and I'm glad we had this conversation because I
Look,
really wanted
I
to
hope,
chat with you.
yeah, next time, if you're gonna have a hockey chat, just give me an inbox, and then I'll see if I'm awake, and then I'll come join you because I really enjoy joining for a hockey chat.
Absolutely, me too. You
See you,
take
buddy.
care there, Mel. Okay,
You
take
too.
care. All right. Yes. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, like a lot of good stuff thrown around as to the different perspectives about Edmonton there. But I mean, and for the most part, what Mel was saying is correct. I mean, there's some things that I don't agree, and then there are things that I do. But for the most part, I mean, he's on track. He sees where I'm coming from. He sees the path. And if Edmonton wants to win a Stanley Cup, What they need to do is they really need to, like, okay, what do we need? And I mean, to me, what I see is a path for golfing season come May time. That's what I see for the Edmonton Oilers, and I see them yelling four on the golf course and crying, going, "Oh man, it's because there is bad decisions being made. Firing the coach, good decision. Picking up Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick, I don't know. That's debatable. Getting Troy Stetcher for a pick, bad decision. Um, I really think that what needs to happen is the GM needs to ask people before trade deadline is, do you want to stay here in Edmonton? How serious are you about wanting to help this team winning? Because if not, I'll trade your butt. I'll get on that phone, talk to some GMs. It's really it's a pointless thing for them, is to ask them, where do you want to see yourself? What, you want to see yourself on the couch eating Lay's potato chips, golfing, with your family there, or do you want to be playing, making bonus money, helping the team hoist Lord Stanley? This year, it's not with Edmonton. This year, I'm gonna throw some money down that the Vancouver Canucks, this is their time, their chance, their time to win the Stanley Cup. They got the guy for Calgary there, Elias Lindholm. They got really good players. They really have it everywhere. They got all kinds. They got all ways around. They can win the cup. They are somebody we should be talking about. Top, top Stanley Cup contender team. Toronto is not. I see them going maybe a round or two. Depending upon who they play. If they play Tampa Bay, then Tampa Bay obviously has got this one. Um, if they're playing something like Carolina, they're gone first round. They'll be golfing too. They'll be joining Edmonton and Connor McDavid on the golf course, Austin Matthews and that. It's depending upon who the opponents are, but it's depending upon how serious these teams are. I mean, you can have an all-star team. That doesn't mean you're going to win. You can have like a whole bunch of all-stars. But how desperate and how badly do you want to win the Stanley Cup? I mean, I know it's everyone's dream. It's everyone's dream. I've got dreams too. I want a maid. I want lots of things in life. What I'd like to see is um is the fact that Ken Holland needs to really evaluate. And I think last night's game, when he was scratching his head, he had his mouth over there, he had his head down like this. It makes me wonder just exactly what he was thinking. Like, shoot, oh crap, I think I made the wrong move. Oh crap, why did I give this for that? Oh, I didn't make the right deal. I could have done more for this team. Instead of saying the shoulda, coulda, woulda's, what he should be saying is crap, because he crapped at the deadline. He didn't perform. There's no performance bonus going to go to Connor Brown. The guy's only got 4 goals. Corey Perry, since he's joined the team there, has had 3 goals since he left the Chicago Blackhawks there, and I think he's up to 12 total. Good on Corey Perry. Um, Here's the other thing: is when you look at the teams around it, you have to look at who is ahead of you? And what type of players do they have? And are my players better than Vancouver's, Dallas's, Colorado, um, Vegas Golden Knights? Hey, look at the Stanley Cup champions there. Um, they loaded up. Edmonton didn't load up. Edmonton, like, they lost. They lost in so many ways there. The GM himself was scratching his head. If you have to scratch your head at a game, and an Ottawa game where Ottawa is like they got nothing to play for, you got some serious issues there. You really need to tone it down there and say to yourself, and just like I darn, like I could have got rid of this player and maybe picked up two players, or I could have done this and I could have done that there. Cap, as Mel was saying about cap issues is totally correct. However, it's the time that you beef up your team and step it up a notch because you're gonna go. Players are gonna step it up in the playoffs. You don't want to go down. And what Edmonton did was when they got the pick, they went down. That the elevator is going to go down to the bottom for this season. What they do in the off season, I don't know. I don't have Ken Holland's brain. I don't have his mind. I don't have a crystal ball to read into it there. Ken Holland needs to wake up and say to himself, I could have got this player. I should have pulled the trigger, traded CC, and whatever, and some other stuff, and some picks, and everything like that. And if they would have retained Jake Chychrun, go get Jake Chychrun, take him back to. He could go back to Ottawa and retire a senator, Cody Ceci. Go to nation's capital. Go there with his 338 people just up the street in Parliament, and he could retire there, get a good pension. Because I'm sorry, Edmonton's in this to win it. We're in it to win it. We want it. We need it. And the Toronto game, we should have won that game. Instead of saying this, and like again, we're going back to the shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we should have won that game. Yesterday's game, it was in the bag. It was like a hole in one, man. It was a hole in one there. You let a 3-0 or a 3-1 lead. I think it was 3-0 at one point. A 3-1 lead get to you, and you had a good goalie, and defense. That's where it is. Dumb penalties and defense is what cost them in yesterday's game. If you go back and watch the replay, which I did early this morning, and scratching my head as to how to get out of this hole, because the last thing I really want to do is to play the Kings again. I mean, the Kings eventually they're gonna send us golfing again, and they're gonna send us golfing. And I know we've sent them golfing twice in the playoffs, but hey, I mean, I could see the golf clubs and the golf balls coming out real early. And unless this team is desperate, and how serious of a team are the Oilers? And those are questions that Ken Hall and the coaching staff need to have with players. Sit them down individually. Say, we're coming up to the playoffs. How serious are you? Do you want to be a contributor? Do you want to be a loser and on the course golfing? Because that's what they are going to be, is losers. Me, Vancouver, Colorado, any one of those teams I could see going to, the Stanley Cup final. Dallas could be a dark horse, and Dallas has been a dark horse. I mean, look at they they played the Kraken, and yeah, I could see Dallas too. Can never count out the Dallas Stars. They're a team that they got Haskin, a good young defenseman, who Edmonton had the opportunity in the offseason to sign. And what did they do? Nope, we're not going to sign him. Why not? Let's get rid of some players. Let's move out some money. Let's sign a young guy like Haskin, who is like ripping it on fire in Dallas. There, the guy is totally on fire. You can't tell me that a guy is ripping it. Like, I mean, we play when Edmonton played the Stars, it was a disgrace. That guy was like shooting it. It was like it was the Haskins Stars. That's what you could call it. There, he's just a great defenseman. Very young, very bright. Same thing with Ottinger, Joel Ottinger, the goalie. We could have signed him for 1.9 million. Nope, they didn't. Who did they go and get? Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell, soup guy. The soup Nazi there from Toronto. Um, I don't think I don't I think we have most of the players in line, but was missing is that defenseman. It's gonna throw us over the top. Right now, we're just at the bar. But if we really want to go far, what we need is to get over the bar, and we're not there. We're nowhere near that bar, or we're nowhere near over that bar where we want to be. And if you're going to, I would suggest, and I think last night's head scratching game, we lost to Ottawa Senators of all teams. Like, really? I mean, like, really, guys? Like, I mean, like, what is this? Did you guys party in Ottawa as well? Like, hey, I mean, no one invited me. Or did you go to CC's house? Because CC still has his house there in Ottawa. So I'm banking that CC's probably going to go back to Ottawa. And I'm banking that Yanmark is going to leave. I'm banking on major moves. If this team goes out in the first round, well, I could see Connor McDavid having a hissy fit. So is Leon Draisaitl, but I could see some major stuff happening. And hey, it very well could happen, and it's possible. I mean, it's depending upon how serious they are. Again, it goes by how serious are you as a player to play on that team? How badly? I know Connor McDavid badly wants to win a Stanley Cup. That's great, but ask your teammates. Ask that loser number 25 Darnell Nurse how serious he is. Is he going to listen to the coaches? Is he going to listen to the captain? Is he going to listen to the assistant captain? I know he's an alternative captain. Don't know why I'd rip that alternative captain, that A off his freaking sweater in a heartbeat. I wouldn't give him captain anything captain at all. He should not have those privileges there. You have to earn those privileges there. And calling a Hall of Famer, a hockey Hall of Famer, great defenseman who's won multiple Stanley Cups, who knows what it takes, knows that you have to grind. If you want it, you got to grind. You got to go after it there. He's not going after it there. He's not at all. It's a sad case, folks. But I'm telling you right now, and hey, you're hearing it right here for the first time when you tell a hockey Hall of Famer that you don't have to listen to him. You're better than him. You're making more money than him. Yeah, sure, maybe he is. That's not the point. He's your coach. You have to listen to him. And and it really, when you really want to boils down to is how many Stanley Cups does Darnell Nurse have? Zero. How many does Paul Coffey have? I don't know. I think it's how many? 4 or 5. Everywhere he's gone. I think 6. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but you know what? It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is you know you you need that stability. We're gonna end it here. It's been great. It's a good little Oilers. It's good Oilers talk rant. Um, but like I said, it's just something that I wanted to get off my chest to you all because I think it is important that we have this we talk about these scenarios because anything's possible. Um, I'm gonna go out and tell you my playoff prediction for the Oilers right now before I end it. And I think those of you that are surprised know that I'm a huge Oilers fan. I am. There's no question about that. And anyone thinks that I'm not an Oilers fan there is completely crazy. If we play LA, I think it's gonna go to 7 games. And I actually think that the Kings are going to win the series 4-3 in the series. I do. The Kings can light it on fire with Hiller behind the bench. Um, he's an interim coach. He needs to prove himself. Um, I really do. And why I say that he's a good coach. I think he's going to be their head coach. He's going to become their permanent head coach. I also think that they have the pedigree, the players, the personality, everything to go far into the playoffs. They played the Oilers. They have the Oilers number this time around. Last year, not so quite. With the trades, they've actually improved. So yeah, I mean, I'm a bet person. As much as I am an Oilers person and a big fan, I have to give it to the Kings in that round. If we play the Kings, if we play Golden Knights, it's like I said, it's game over. I mean, sorry, there's no second chance, there is no second life. It's over. It's done. Finito. Golfing season begins for the Oilers. It's not going to last long. Unless there's a miracle where the players really pull it together, there's no path for a Stanley Cup this year for Edmonton. None whatsoever. It's Vancouver's or Colorado's. And I think it's probably more Vancouver's than Colorado. Because Vancouver's got a way better team than Colorado. They have the playoff players, and the players have more experience than the Colorado ones. Can they do it? Do they have the coach? Yes, they do. I think Rick Tocchet has been a good coach this year. I think it was the people that was surrounded with Rutherford, old Jimmy Rutherford there, um, Patrick Alvin. And when they seen the team wasn't going well, this is why Vancouver is a one to watch and is a really big favorite in this. Is they would always make trades. You got Sam Lafferty. They went out and got another player. Then they go and get another player. Okay, well this isn't working, so let's trade this player because he's obviously not serious about being here in Vancouver. So let's go get Elias Lindholm there from Elias Lindholm from Calgary there. That was huge. That trade alone speaks volumes. I'm not a Canucks fan myself, never will be. I mean, I worked for them, but I'm going to tell you, don't count out Vancouver. Not yet. Put money on them. I'm probably going to put some money down on them. Probably a good $500 to $700 because I think they're the team to watch. They're not going to win the President's Choice Trophy, but you don't want to win the President's Trophy because if you do, they usually get knocked out first round. But there's a safe bet to say that whoever wins it is gone first round. But Vancouver will advance no matter who they play because they're all around team there. And right now they're playing it low. They know they got number one position locked up pretty much in the Pacific. And they know that Edmonton isn't going to catch them. And watching them versus Toronto, they're all laughing in the dressing room. Tonight they play LA. This is going to be a good game because if LA beats Vancouver, this is going to send serious vibes to the Edmonton Oilers locker room. Serious vibes. They're going to be like, "Holy crap! Wow, yeah." They're not messing around. Don't get me wrong. LA is another dark horse. I could actually see LA Vancouver going to the Stanley Cup final. I wouldn't be surprised to see that LA and Vancouver face off in the Stanley Cup in the Western Conference that they play each other. That would be a really good matchup to see LA go to that route to go on to the Stanley Cup. Um, in the East, I'm not sure who I would pick. That's quite an That's quite an open pick to say in the East. It's not Montreal. It's not Toronto. I I um I would think that I don't know. That's a tough one. The East, I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to the East, but I know it's not a Canadian team. Folks, remember, this is all, there's a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of things that we could be thinking about. There's a lot of things that we could be doing. And to join me here to talk about hockey, Oilers, Avalanche, Canucks, the Maple Leafs, whatever team, the Knights, Golden Knights, you name it, is a privilege. It's an honor. And let me just tell you, we're going to have more of these talks. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you all, and bye for now, and cheers.